coming up?
You've dressed everybody from Beyonce to Madonna.
We make a pair of lavish earrings ready for the biggest stars.
We've got a classic winter coat with brand new winter-busting technology.
We meet a sexy little black dress, complete with secret shapewear.
I like to call it our secret, our confidence hug.
But first, we're pumped up with a pair of shoes fit for a princess.
We do very well on Kate's. Kate Blanchet, Kate Middleton, Kate Moss.
This is Style Factory. Forget diamonds. We all know that shoes are a woman's best friend.
You see, as soon as it says shoes, I lose it. That's when all hell breaks loose.
I own a lot of pair of shoes, to be honest. I cannot control it.
And as far as footwear goes, there's one style you can always rely on.
So when I think of a stiletto pump, I think of strong, powerful, sexy, badass business.
Every girl should have pointy heels. You can wear them with jeans, you can wear them with a dress, you can dress it up, you can dress it down.
Today, nobody understands a stiletto's appeal more than esteemed shoe designer Rupert Sanderson.
The one shoe that every woman can't live without would be a classic pump.
Rupert has become one of the world's leading footwear designers, creating classic pieces with all the right angles, like this salmon-colored suede pump called the Alba. And he has the client list to prove it.
We do very well on Kate's. Kate Blanchet, Kate Middleton, Kate Moss.
Just the fact that Kate Middleton wears Rupert Sanderson, I'm telling you, her fashion points for me went up quite a bit.
So Rupert Sanderson is a designer who came of age in London at the turn of the millennium, and his passion was shoes.
So much so that he worked for some of Italy's best shoemakers, then bought this 15,000 square foot factory in Tradozio, Italy.
And devoted his heart and soul into making really fine, fashionable women's shoes.
I'm reliant on a whole raft of different specialists that make buckles, bows, types of fabric, all the little technical processes that are involved in making shoes, all come together to make Italy the best place to make shoes like mine.
Which brings us to the Alba, a perennially chic salmon pump with a classic shape that allows it to be styled in a myriad of ways.
It's pared down to the basic elements of a shoe, which is line, silhouette, and proportion.
To create that silhouette, Rupert works with Maro, an artisan who's able to actualize his design into a three-dimensional template on this foot-shaped mold called a last.
I'd really like to make based a little bit on this, but a simplified version, a really sweet décolleté court shoe, so we use the highest heel.
The heel on this shoe is a whopping 4 inches high, and Rupert weighs everything from the materials to the shape, creating the perfect balance.
I will make the first heel out of a soft material so I can get the shape exactly how I want it. That's then made into something that can withstand the pressures that a shoe heel needs.
Maro takes the pattern off the last to create a digital version. Meanwhile, the suede is inspected for imperfections.
Suede's a great material. It's got a great hand to it. It takes color really well. It doesn't reflect light, so you're not getting highlights and lowlights. You're just getting a block of color.
It has that texture to it that you don't always get from leather.
Using the digital pattern as a guide, the leather is cut into the outer part of the shoe called the upper and brought over to Juliana. She sprays the inside of the leather with a glue gun and attaches it to the lining. Then the back edges are sewn together, creating a loop.
Reinforcements are put into the back so that it holds its shape, and then it's effectively made ready for them to be shaped round the last.
Now that the upper's secured, that iconic pointy toe can be formed on a machine called a toe press. The suede leather is pulled tightly and tacked to the bottom of the last, allowing the pump to really take shape. At this point, the upper is pretty much done. But a stiletto is not complete without its namesake heel. Heels have been around since ancient Egyptian times, making memorable historic cameos over the years.
Legend has it Marie Antoinette strutted to the guillotine in 2-inch stilettos. It could be myth, but she was never underdressed.
To get the heel on the shoe, glue is applied to the heel area, and Claudio adheres it using a strong press.
Perché ci metto questa colla qui? Ci metto una vite e questa colla, ma questa colla terrebbe anche senza vite, è sicurissima.
Security isn't the stiletto's only concern. The placement of the heel is critical. Too far back, and the shoe runs the risk of being off balance. Too far forward creates a painful amount of pressure on the toes. Thankfully, Rupert has found the Alba's sweet spot, which enhances comfort while making a woman's leg look leaner and longer.
When the heel is too far away from the toe, it makes your feet look bigger, and it also makes your legs look unattractive.
And as we just learned, making this heel is an art form. So Rupert leaves his artist's signature in the form of a solid gold swipe.
Every shoe I make has got a benchmark. In carpentry term, when a carpenter has made a perfect right angle or junction, they will mark it with a pencil mark to say that it's completely finished. The gold swipe on the breast of the heel is meant to signify a finger of gold paint, evidence of the hand.
The heel tip is hammered in, revealing a finished pointy-toed pump that showcases Sanderson's famous curves.
They're fresh, they're new, they're hip, they're modern.
Less is more, because I like the idea of expressing as much as I can, using as little as possible.
It's strange, but not everybody agrees about the joys of winter.
I mean, I think the Canadian winter sucks. It does.
I just love the winter. I think it's awesome. I feel so great and refreshed in the winter. I just love it.
See? But for even the biggest winter haters, there's a time-honored solution to getting outdoors.
So the first Parka-style waterproof jacket was created by the Inuit people, and it was actually made from the intestines of whales and seals.
The parka is one of those things that's a permanent part of any city street. Men wear them, women wear them, and designers make them.
Yes, they do. So let's meet one. Joseph Tassoni's been making clothes since before he could read.
There's pictures that my mom has of me cutting up her drapes, cutting up all her clothes, and then creating mini collections on my sisters.
Fast forward a few years, and Joseph's putting that early experience to good use as the head designer for Parka. They've been making winter coats in Toronto, Ontario for 3 decades. Today, he's preparing their most popular women's coat, the Heritage Parka, for the upcoming winter collection.
The Heritage Parka was inspired from a Canadian design from the 60s when you had embroidery of Native Canadians out in the wilderness.
Taking its cue from the historic jackets, today's Heritage Parka is built around 3 major components. The waterproof outer shell is made from an 80% wool, 15% cashmere, and 5% polyamide blended fabric. A black inner lining made from quilted down keeps the body warm. And then there's a detachable hood, complete with the perfect faux fur trim to keep wind, sleet, and snow off your precious face. Like all Parka jackets, the Heritage starts when Joseph finds the right fabric.
Fabrics speak to you. When you put on the Heritage Parka, you should feel a great sense of softness around your face and a great sense of warmth.
The design is then digitized into its component parts, beamed over to the factory floor, then printed onto a sheet of paper called a marker. The red wool cashmere fabric is rolled onto a cutting table and covered with the marker.
Wool is incredibly durable fiber that can withstand rain, wind, snow. It's been used for centuries. Cashmere, ultimate luxury. If you want that softness, if you want that feeling of absolute comfort against your skin, throwing a little bit of blend of that, it's always wonderful.
It's almost like wearing a cashmere bathrobe. It really cuts the wind and keeps you very warm.
The first section of the coat to get made is the red outer shell. The front and back panels are stitched together, the sleeves are attached, and the soft leather La Parka emblem is sewn onto the left sleeve. To create the perfectly snug fit for his coats, Joseph had to think outside the box, inventing an entirely new zipper technology using elastic neoprene fabric.
Our Parkers are different because of the invention that I created, which is La Parka Fit technology. The Parka will ease about 1 inch all around your body. If your body slightly changes, you will still be able to get it over your zone areas, as I like to call them.
That loose comfort is complemented by the warm inner lining. To make the lining, the down bags are sewn together and flown across to the down stuffing room to get stuffed.
Down is what keeps a bird warm. The feathers also help capture the down underneath it, locking in the heat. We hand stuff mainly because we pride ourselves in handcrafting everything that we do. We are able to maintain and watch quality control so that we know that every single piece that goes out, it is up to our standards.
Once the down is weighed and the bags are stuffed, they're sealed, then sectioned in a process called quilting. Quilting the down bags holds the shape of the parka and traps heat evenly around the body. Next, the lining is sewn inside the red outer shell, creating the final coat-like shape. Now, the parka is just about ready to fend off winter chills, but it still needs the detachable hood.
So as many options as I can give you in terms of the design, I will give it to you. You can't have a hood that isn't detachable.
And you can't have a parka without a chic faux fur trim, which is the humane counterpunch to a fashion feud even more divisive than Old Man Winter.
Fur is so polarizing in fashion. Animal rights activists have a point.
I think it's only ethical to offer faux fur. My West Coast customers absolutely love faux fur. Can't get enough of it.
And voila, the ultimate winter jacket. Made for Canadians, by Canadians, in Canada.
I love a good old Canadian winter. I love the fact that you can walk outside, put on a great parka, and you feel that crisp kind of air hit your face, and that is Canada.
The true north, strong, free, and cozy.
Let's talk about the most versatile item in your wardrobe, the delightful little black dress.
It's important for every single woman on the face of the planet to own at least one little black dress.
And nobody understands this more than Lisa Sun, owner of Project Gravitas, the New York City-based dress company with a disruptive mission.
I think what a lot of brands do is they think about a trend and they think about an idea that they want to push out to the customer. We flip it around and start with the customer and her unmet needs and then design for her. And that's why I think we're disrupting and innovating.
Lisa's proudly taking her cue from the original fashion disruptor who created the little black dress in 1926.
So the little black dress really is one of Coco Chanel's great inventions and a signature. And it really was an extension of her own wardrobe.
Coco Chanel transformed the way to wear a little black dress. Black went from being negative to only funerals, and then it turned out to be something super classic and chic.
I think the person who's got most playful with the little black dress was Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Thanks to Audrey, the little black dress has been the go-to piece for generations of it girls since. And Lisa draws her inspiration for the Edie dress from the most iconic it girl of them all.
The inspiration for this dress is Edie Sedgwick, who was an icon in the 60s. She was part of that Gloria Steinem era, the Andy Warhol era, and we actually put the zigzags in there because we thought it was a nod to mod in the 60s, but also it breaks rules in a lot of ways.
The rebellious Edie dress holds the classic little black dress shape, but hugs the body perfectly, thanks to hidden shapewear sewn directly inside the dress.
So our lining, I like to call it our secret, our confidence hug. It's what we're best known for.
Some people, maybe they feel, self-conscious about their waist or their butt area or their boob area. So if you're gonna rock a little black dress, make sure you have the proper shapewear.
I really love this silhouette because I actually think it's gonna work for a lot of body types.
The shapely Edie dress starts on paper as a design sketch, the result of intense collaboration between Lisa and design director Henry.
On the outside, we have these really beautiful shaping panels that actually create the illusion of a waist wherever you want it to be.
The sketched dress panels are turned into paper stencils, laid on top of the fabric, and Henry cuts the panels by hand. The fabric is 69% viscose, 25% nylon, and 9% elastane, a blend that creates a lovely sheen and a perfect shape-enhancing silhouette.
We're looking for comfort, structure, recovery, and shape so that it gives you the silhouette we're looking for, but at the same time, you can live in it.
Henry hands over the pieces of the dress to the team of sewers, who will sew them together.
The Edie dress actually has 25 different pieces, and so you assemble key pieces together.
First, Janan hems the dress's edges using an overlock stitch. Then the fabric panels are all sewn together. As the detailing and dress come to the fold, you can start planning your social calendar accordingly. Potentially for years to come.
You know, the one that grows with you. You could wear it like in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It's that one dress that you just always go to. It's your go-to little black dress.
And one lovely detail baked into the Edie's neckline is the cheeky oval-shaped keyhole.
We designed the Edie neckline to be convertible. You could wear it the way I am now, as a closed neck with a small detail, or you can wear it as a V-neck by unclipping it.
The keyhole is something that you can play around with. It's a focal point.
The back of the dress is held together with an invisible zip, which gets stitched on the seam, and a neat metal clasp is added for extra security. The final step is the Project Gravitas secret sauce. That's sexy shapewear.
And if you like yourself and you see the best in yourself, you take that confidence with you through the day.
And the Edie dress is ready to go confidently wherever the next it girl inside can take it.
Every woman deserves to stand a little taller and have gravitas, and so we will serve women of every body, shape, and size.
You can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can add accessories, you can wear amazing shoes, you can wear boots. That's why every woman needs to have one in your closets.
There are few rituals that signal coming of age, quite like your first piercing.
I had my nose pierced when I was 14 years old. I went to Camden Market in London and I had it pierced there.
When we were 16 and we both decided that we wanted great idea. Jewels on our belly buttons like Britney Spears.
I had my ears pierced when I was 14 years old, and that's it. I'm not a piercer.
Fast forward to adulthood, and it turns out that's all you really need to stay stylish. If you've got a great pair of chandelier earrings, that is.
I love chandelier earrings. The bigger, the better. The bolder, the brighter, the more gaudy, the better.
Chandelier earrings are a great look because they can really add so much drama to an outfit.
As you see, if you look around, we make chandeliers that light up your room. So a chandelier earring lights up your face.
Meet Karen Erickson, co-founder of New York City's Erickson Beeman Jewelry, and designer of these Duchess of Fabulous chandelier earrings.
One of the best ways a woman can express themselves is with their accessories. You can wear jeans and a t-shirt and put on a fabulous pair of earrings and think, I'm ready. I can face the day.
Karen's status as a leader in the jewelry industry comes from over 30 years of experience.
We've dressed everybody from Beyonce to Diana Ross to Madonna. The list goes on.
Karen's inspiration for her first chandelier was model and heiress Daphne Guinness.
We call it the Duchess of Fabulous because she is fabulous.
The reality is, making this more relatable version is still an intricate and detailed process. The Duchess of Fabulous centers around 5 bold pear-cut crystals, set in gold-plated gem holders called bezels. These bezels are surrounded with a delicate rhinestone trim, and the signature chandelier look is achieved when they're connected in 3 show-stopping tiers. Raw materials for each pair are pulled from Erickson Beeman's vast inventory and brought over to Maria, who carefully measures out the rhinestone chain, selects all the attachment rings, and puts aside any gems she's going to need.
We buy materials and stones everywhere, but of course we use a lot of Swarovski crystal.
Swarovski crystal. It's the finest crystal that's out there. And a great thing that Swarovski does is they place their crystal in the hands of the great creative minds of jewelry, fashion, and design. And the results are spectacular.
With the earrings pieces collected, Maria's able to put the chandeliers together. First, the bezels are meticulously soldered into place with fire.
So each piece is made one by hand. Nothing is mass-produced. Everything is done with such love and care that it's almost a little piece of art.
5 brass bezels are used to create the iconic pear drop dangler. 3 of which are joined together, and they're all nestled into a bed of slit-proof pebbles. The stud is stuck to the top gem's backing, and all the earrings tiers are attached. Now, all that's left to do is set the gems. Ben uses pliers to press down the bezel's prongs. And these chandelier earrings are ready to make a statement, no matter what you're wearing.
I think jewelry changes up a person's mood. Jewelry is the punctuation marks in anyone's outfit.
People can really know when you enter a room because, like, you're wearing chandelier earrings, you're just like, they jingle. Jangling everywhere. They jangle, not they jingle.
You could dress it up and down and go as extreme as possible if you want. If you have like a gown, you could wear like super gaudy, like oversized chandelier earrings. Very Givenchy.